basis for UFO propulsion. We just have to study the physics further. We learned from UFO contactee Norman Paulson and others, he actually rode on a UFO, that its propulsion was due to two magnetic disks rotating in opposite directions. If you take one disk, you can provide power for the people of Earth better than the technologies in current use. And here's what they drew in crops. Aliens do this in crops, a very similar thing. We have 6 wire coils here. We have 2 disks spin in opposite directions, like this, and the UFO rises up. Now I'm going to show you from this model. I've built a little model so we can study how the disks go in opposite directions. First, I'm going to let this one spin anti-clockwise using these 6 wire coils here for 3-phase power. And if we turn on the 3-phase power like this, you can see they spin anti-clockwise. And it'll go a little faster. And that's just like this big outer disc here, which is spinning on top of those 6 wire coils. 6 wire coils, the magnet spinning on top. 6 wire coils, the outer magnet spinning on top. But we haven't added the inner magnet yet. Still, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Go a little faster. Now, at the anti-clockwise spin, due to these 6 wire coils, which have a rotating magnetic field that goes clockwise as UVW, UVW. On the rotor we have 4 magnets, all north pole up, and little squares that interact with this rotating magnetic field. Now we want to generate clockwise spin around the center of the device, because we've already done anti-clockwise spin here, and we need it to go in both directions, so we're trying to make that thing there. And that's just by placing a magnet inside there, or a little pole. We can turn on 3-phase power, like that. And you can see another magnet spinning clockwise inside. Next, we're going to have clockwise spin for the inner magnet, like that. And that's based on this power supply over here, which uses 3 wire coils, which you can't see down there. And then we're going to have an anti-clockwise spin for this rotor, which uses these 6 wire coils and a different 3-phase power supply over here where we turn it on. So the inside is going clockwise, and the outside is going anti-clockwise. And that's just what you saw here in this crop picture. One's inside clockwise, the other outside anti-clockwise, using these 6 wire coils, and that somehow makes the UFO go up. Turn it up a little faster. Pretty cool, isn't it? This is the basis for UFO propulsion. We just have to study the physics further. So the inside magnet's going clockwise, the outside 4 magnets all end up are going anti-clockwise, and now we've got this propulsion due to 2 magnetic disks spinning in opposite direction. As Norman Paulson said, we have these 6 wire coils here, which are those things, perfect match, and other wire coils below. The outside goes one way, the inside goes the other way, and that supposedly lifts the UFO up. Now, in order to actually lift the UFO up, we're going to have to study the physics of how these 2 spinning disks interact with one another magnetically. It turns out If they don't interact at all, there's no anti-gravity effect. However, if they interact, like if that magnet there interacts with these magnets here, then we have two possibilities. We can see in this famous crop picture from 1999 how the two magnetic disks are supposed to interact. You have a disk magnet here which spins one way, gets on a pole, and rises up with three-phase power. And so about halfway up, that disk magnet will be spinning one way, like anti-clockwise, and there'll be lots of magnets spinning outside the other direction. Now we don't know which polarity that disk magnet might be, and that's quite critical. Here we have these end magnets around the outside. If this disk magnet has a certain polarity so that it attracts all those end magnets, it just floats there like this. The other possibility comes if we flip that disk magnet the other way. Now it repels those magnets below. You see it's sitting there and that won't do anything. But if we push it way down, it will repel those four magnets from below. And when it tries to rise up with three-phase power, it will be attracted, it will be repelled to a magnetic field from these four magnets, and it will be very difficult for it to rise up. So in one orientation, that central magnet will be attracted to this magnet and just sit there, and the other orientation will be repelled from it and try to push up from below. Now I'm not sure which they're trying to tell us in crops, but it looks like the disk magnet's coming from below and pushing up on those spinning magnets. So we're going to have to examine both possibilities and see if either of these gives non-Newtonian effects, like I've seen in other systems for magnetic AC coil pushing up on a spinning disk. You get a lot of non-Newtonian forces which wouldn't be predicted, and we'll see what happens when we explore these two systems further.